wash away the pain. There's a new day to take away your sorrow, and the old ways get washed out by the rain. Darling, you've got to keep holding on through the night, 'cause I promise you this: if you try.
Hello friends, welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for watching today's video. In today's video, we are getting done with so much stuff. As you guys saw in the intro, we are baking a lot in today's video. We are getting laundry done, and we are also harvesting my first harvest of the season. I am so excited. I have harvested a little bit here and there, but not like a full-on harvest. These are my first potatoes I have ever grown, and I am so happy about it and happy with them. They are little golden potatoes, and I just love them so much, and they are curing down in our basement right now for a while, but I did harvest them and they were just so perfect. I was so happy about this harvest. But yes, there is just so much in today's video, and I really hope that you enjoy it. And if you stay through all of it, thank you so much. I bake so much in today's video. I bake some bagels and bread, and I also do some pizza dough, and I just do so much. I also, the day before this, I made more cinnamon rolls, so it has been a weekend filled with baking, but I'm just so happy about it all. And also with my first harvest, I do also harvest some flowers here and there, just because I love to make my flower bouquets and just do little things with my fresh flowers. But I am so happy with my first harvest with my potatoes, these golden potatoes. We planted them, I think it was early April, and it took this long, but I am just so happy with them. And the bottom of the grow bag was moldy and the soil was a little moldy, so next time I do some of these, which I think I'm going to do some autumn potatoes, and hopefully they grow. I've never done autumn potatoes, and this was my first time doing potatoes in general, but I am going to not water them as much because I don't want them to be moldy. Luckily these ones were not moldy, but the soil was. So that was kind of a bummer, but like I said, I rinsed them and washed them, and now they are down in my basement curing, and I just cannot wait to make some yummy foods with my potatoes that I grew myself.
I don't like being on my own. I could use someone to hold, and I've been trying to fill the void, but my bed is getting cold, 'cause I don't have you, I don't have us, at least not.
As you can also see, I did harvest some of our bunny tails. It was also our first time growing our own bunny tails, and they grew so much. I only harvested like 1/4 of them. Like, there is so much bunny tails that we have to harvest, but I am so excited because I love decorating with bunny tails, especially like during the end of the year. They're just so cozy and cute, and I just love them so much. But I loved my harvest this Sunday morning. It was just so exciting, and I just loved it all. I am now in the kitchen, and I am going to start making my sourdough loaves. I love to keep up on our sourdough loaves because sometimes we really just have that bread craving, and I also always have sourdough starter and discard. And now I am just showing you how bubbly my sourdough is. It has risen overnight. I fed it the night before, and so now it's all bubbly and puffy and risen. So I was just showing you that, but I am now just going to make my loaves.
'Cause it won't be you and me. Now I'm just waiting for love, waiting for love. Try to forget about you makes me restless. Waiting for love, waiting for love. I don't know what else I can do. It's hopeless to be holding on to you.
On the weekends, I also like to make my sourdough loaves early in the morning, because normally they take all day to rise, especially in the warmer months because it's so cool in the house. But obviously, like when it's colder outside, it's going to be warmer in the house, which will make the dough rise faster. But I do like to do it early in the morning because it takes about like 8 hours to rise until I'm ready to throw them into the oven. And you want to wait until they're fully risen, or they won't be puffy, they won't be ready, they'll just be little tiny loaves that are flat, and they just will be more dense, not airy, and it's just not good. So I like to do them early in the morning so I can bake them at night before I go put Lucas to bed. Also, during the day for 2 hours, every 30 minutes, 4 times, you have to stretch and fold your dough so that the yeast in the dough can activate. And so that is just what I am showing you right here, is just me stretching and folding every 30 minutes, 4 times for 2 hours.
That we would be the ones left behind. The stories I've been told, they never seem to leave my mind. And this road that I am on, I gotta stay here for some time. Time is gone and I grew up. I somehow made it through without losing sight. And I still wonder where you are, and if you found a way out from the dark. The stories I've been told, they never seem to leave my mind.
Now that the stretching and folding is done, I'm just going to put them over by the window so that they can sit and start rising. And while they do that, I also do a lot more things, but I am going to start doing my laundry since I had a lot of laundry to get done, and laundry does usually take a while, and I knew that I had a lot to do on this day, so I wanted to just keep busy and just try and get as much done in the amount of time that I had during the day. So I'm just going and going and going.
And I still wonder where.
Now I am back in my kitchen and I'm going to start making my bagels. And these bagels were totally different than the bagels I've made before. This is my first time making them on camera in a video, but this was a different recipe. My other recipe, they take much longer and there's much more steps, and I also have to use my KitchenAid. But for this one, they're much quicker, not as many steps, and I don't have to use a KitchenAid. So they turned out different. I for sure like the other recipe more, but this was a great recipe to do on a busy day like today was.
We know what we have, let's hold on tight. Found what we're looking for in life. Call us crazy, but things are finally right. With you and I, the future is bright. You and I, we got it. We don't need no more. Even in the hard times, you and I can weather any storm. Before I sleep, hear the crickets, see the moon. Side by side and through. No limit to what we can do. Oh, we know what we have, let's hold on tight. found what we're looking for in life.
Now that I had my bagel dough ready and it was time for it to sit for 45 minutes, I just put it on the counter again, like on the table by my other loaf, so that this one could rise as well. And while that was happening, I did have a chance to hurry and do the dishes that I used for the sourdough. I do like to clean them right away because sourdough, once it hardens, it's a pain to clean it and get it out of your sink and out of the dishes. So it's just much easier to do it when it's still wet, so that you can clean the things that you used really quickly and easily. And now I'm also going to start making our pizza dough. We were having homemade pizza this night, and pizza dough takes so much sourdough, so I did use some of my mom's as well, since she was not baking anything this day, but she did feed hers so it would not die. So I just got to use some of hers, which was so nice of her, and then I just made my own pizza dough. And what was so exciting about this one is this was my first time making our own pizza dough, and I loved it, and I will for sure continue doing this so we can have more homemade pizza nights.
I think about you all the time, morning, evening, and midnight. Such a wonderful delight. Forgo, give up everything that I own. Yeah, I'd give it all up now just to be with you somehow. Unexpected love was found. You're the rose in a garden, and it shows if I'm honest. You're the leaves in mid-August, and I've come out here to say that I love you. Ooh, ooh, you, ooh, ooh. So slow, hold you in my arms, won't let go. The world around could pass us by, a thunderstorm.
This was definitely an easy recipe to use for making homemade pizza dough. And what was nice too is I also got to add in our fresh herbs from our garden. So I added in some sage, thyme, oregano, and then I also did Italian seasoning, just dried Italian seasoning in the seasoning jar. But it helped so much that we had our fresh herbs. And then lastly, since I also forgot to add rosemary and mix it all in, I just threw it on top, so when it came time to like shape the doughs, I just mixed it all in then. But those were the herbs that I did use, and then I also put some like salt in it, and that was perfect. And then also olive oil, because it needs olive oil. Once again, I continued cleaning up, and then I went back downstairs and finished some more laundry. I threw the wet clothes into the dryer so that they could start drying, and then some new clothes into the washer so I can get both of my loads done. I did only have 2 loads for this day, which was so nice, instead of having like the 4 or 5 loads that I normally have. But I knew that I still needed to get laundry done since this day was just such a busy day.
Say something like you love me and make my day.
Now that my bagel dough is ready to start being in like the bagel molds, I am going to grab myself a sheet pan and then some parchment paper and start rolling out our bagels into like the shape of a bagel and put them on the parchment paper, and then I leave them on the parchment paper with a damp towel over them so that they can rise even more for another like 30 minutes before I start cooking them.
Spinning round, round, around. Oh, I want you now, now, now. My world is spinning round, round, round. And I want you now, and I want you now, and I want you now.
While the bagels are sitting and rising, I am now going to show you the pizza dough and my loaves and how well they are rising. The pizza dough for sure was rising really well. The bread loaves were having a harder time again since it was just so chilly in the house, but it also felt so nice because the weather has just been so hot. But like I said, it does take a long time for the loaves to rise.
We can go spinning round, round, around. Oh, I want you now, now, now. My world is spinning round, round, round. And I want you now, and I want you now. My world is spinning round, round, around. Oh,
now that it has been a minute for the bagels to sit, I am putting them in the boiling water now, and then next I will start putting the egg wash on top of them and then like the cheese and leaving some of them plain. And then that's just kind of how I did my bagels this time. I did some of them with cheese on top, which is so delicious, and then just half of them plain as well so that we could put whatever we want on them and they can be just whatever they need to be. So it was just super easy, and I always love making bagels. These ones again were a little bit more difficult than the other ones. They were more sticky and just kind of falling apart, but they still turned out just fine and they were super yummy.
The roads that lay open are many when the old one's gone under the knife, and I can feel the sun on my skin beginning to thaw from within. Today and not tomorrow, there's no time to borrow. Today is a good day to live. This morning has so clear a light as any to see.
While the bagels were baking in the oven, I had about 25 minutes to hurry and fold this load of laundry. So I did go to my bedroom and fold all of this laundry, and then I just got done perfect in time to pull out the bagels, and they were done and just so delicious.
On my face, all that ever was is a rage. Today and not tomorrow, there's no time to borrow. Today
This load of laundry was mainly just towels and rags, so it was pretty easy to get done. And then once everything was folded, I left the towels in our bedroom so we could start putting them away. And then I brought up all the rags and all the tea towels for our bread and put those away as well. The bagels were looking so yummy in the oven, but they did just have a couple more minutes. So while they had a little bit longer to go, I did bring the pizza dough over and I did cut them into 4s and then put 3 of them away in a bag to freeze for later over the week so we can have more homemade pizza. And then one of them was for tonight, and it was for Lucas, but then Lucas ended up falling asleep while I was holding him while we were getting the pizzas ready, and so I just turned it into some garlic bread. But he did wake up an hour later and did have some dinner, but it was just so bad timing. Like, we kept him up all day, which I meant to put him to bed. I tried to put him to bed at 1 p.m. but he fought it, so around 6 o'clock he finally got tired and fell asleep for an hour. So it was just really bad timing, but that's just kind of how it works sometimes with kids. But it all worked out in the end because we all got to eat dinner, and then he still fell asleep on his bedtime.
I saw her up on the hill, on her way to the mill, proud and all out. But where are you now? Misunderstood, said she would help the ones that you could. No glimpse of doubt. But where are you now?
And now here are the bagels out of the oven, and like you can see, they were so poofy and delicious, and I just loved these bagels so much.
Down is up, we've been at the top. We're finally home. Let me lend you a hand. Let me in on the plan. Together we're strong.
And once again, I'm back in the laundry room just grabbing the last load of laundry to fold, and I did hurry and fold these before we started making our homemade pizzas for dinner, just because I wanted to get all this out of the way so I can make dinner, finish up our bread loaves, and then be done for the day and the night, because this was just such a long, busy day.
At the top, we're finally home. What a release to find one's peace. What a landscape to never be less. Now years have passed and restless legs have settled. We're finally home. Down is up, we've been at the top. We're finally home. Years have passed and restless legs have settled. We're finally home. Down is up, we've been at the
Now that all of the clothes are folded and put away, I am going to head back upstairs, and the bagels have cooled down, so I'm going to now put them in a plastic bag so that they can stay on the counter for the week, so we can just grab them when we want a bagel to snack on or eat for breakfast or lunch. And then I'm going to start chopping all of our produce that we want to use on our homemade pizzas so that it's already chopped up and we can just grab what we want to for our pizzas.
Nothing makes sense anymore. Oh, it hurts to grow up, 'cause nothing makes sense. No, nothing makes sense anymore. Maybe I could have seen it all coming, that I wouldn't grow wiser for each day. Am I the only one lost in translation, where nothing makes sense anymore?
For my homemade pizza, I always love putting lots of bell peppers and onions and mozzarella cheese on it, and then at the end topping it with balsamic vinegar. It's like balsamic glaze, and that's always how I love to make my homemade pizza. It's kind of like a margarita pizza. I don't know if you've ever had one of those, but it's pretty much just like tomato, basil, and mozzarella. We did not have basil on hand. It was in our garden, but I did not go and grab any. But that's pretty much what like a margarita pizza is, similar to a caprese pizza, and then just with some balsamic glaze on top. But I love adding my onions and bell peppers. It just gives so much more flavor and just so delicious. For the garlic breadsticks, I just mixed together garlic and butter and some herbs, and then I just keep layering it on our bread that we want to be our breadsticks, and it always turns out so delicious. The garlic and the butter just seeps right in, and it's just so yummy. And I think that all this turned out so delicious. It was such a good night for dinner. You'll have to let me know down in the description what's your favorite pizza when you make it at home or when you order it. Like I said, I always love having margarita or caprese pizza. So delicious.
Is that there should be, there is no one who has a heart as
now that dinner is all cleaned up and put away, it did take a while. I did not film it, but we did clean it up and put it all away. I am now going to start doing my bread loaves and putting them into the oven because I was just over the day now. I was starting to get tired and drowsy and just ready to go lay down and watch a movie. So I was just finishing up these bread loaves because I knew that I needed to. Plus they were rising all day long, and so it was just time for me to go and throw them into the oven.
Dreaming of you, dreaming of you, I'm dreaming of you. What if the world had more of your smile? What if the wind could spread your love? What if your sweetness could reach everyone? There'd be no wars.
My bread loaves are now almost done and we are about to pull them out of the oven. My mom is helping me grab them out because I did shove both of the Dutch ovens on one rack in our oven. That's how you know I was done and fed up and just ready to go lay down and watch a movie. So she was just helping me with that so I would not burn myself, since I already burnt myself once this day while making pizza. So she was just helping me out and getting it done along with me. But the breads turned out so good and so yummy, and I'm so happy about them. Thank you so much for being here today, and I appreciate you guys so much. Please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel, and you can also follow my Instagram, Our Little Bloom. But I hope you enjoyed all of everything that was in today's video, and my little potato harvest that I got in today's video. It was just so happy and just so awesome. But I will see you guys in the next video. Bye, friends.